Hi, you've reached the Determined Genealogist. That's me, Ginger Hawn Cooper, and Katy Cooper, my sidekick, who's all of a sudden camera shy. I don't understand.
I'm just doing that because I want to.
Oh, okay. She is my sidekick, and she's also my technical girl and my camera girl, and she helps me by toting things and doing other stuff. Teamwork. That's right, teamwork. This necklace I'm wearing, these were my grandmother's beads, the purple ones, and I refurbished it. And these are Katy's grandmother's beads that she gave her. They were handed down about 4 generations. Anyway, yeah. In this, what I want to do is to show you how to do genealogy, and we're going to do with basic steps and go on to the advanced searches. Each week we're going to put out a video and telling how to do genealogy. Now, when I started, I didn't know my grandfather's name on my mom's side, and my dad was ill when I was little, and he died when I was 8, and I knew about his, and it's like freaking her out. Okay.
No.
What's the problem, Katy? Tell us what the problem is. No, you're not going to tell us the problem. Okay. All right. Let me also tell you who I am a little bit. Now, this is backwards, but I'm serving. Okay, Katy. Okay. I'm serving a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints as a family tree missionary. So I know the family search very well, and I'm going to share with you different things about that also later on after we get the how to do it. I want to tell you a little bit about my dad. Okay? And show you a little bit about things that I've learned. Oh, that's my great-grandmother. Okay.
Don't tell me.
Okay. Okay.
Let me sit. Back up.
Back up.
Molly, your cat's over there.
Okay.
Hope it works this time.
Hopefully it works.
It doesn't look.
All right. Each week we're going to have a different topic. I want to show you this picture. Daddy had been in the hospital about a year, and I hadn't seen him, and I loved my daddy very much. And I'm the little baby in this picture, and you can see.
Let me see.
Help me hold it.
Let me see you in your.
Help me hold the book, silly. Okay.
Ow! Don't put me in the book.
You cannot put that on here. I'm going to have to delete that. Here's a picture of us when we saw Daddy, and I was a little baby.
Where?
In the picture. Do you see the little baby?
Yeah.
Yep, that's me. And you can tell I crawled up in Daddy's lap. That's when he was at the hospital. Here's my dad growing up. And I did not have one of these pictures when I started, or his birth certificate when I started. I've accumulated these over the years. My cousins, okay, Bill, Skip, Christy, Patty, Noreen, and Susie have helped me, and Margaret have helped me tremendously on finding records.
Who is this too?
Okay, here's my dad with me. And I found this article in my grandmother's stuff, and it explains where I got my middle name that I can't stand from. That's another story in itself. But I found that. This is a picture of Daddy in the hospital when he had some of his surgeries. This is my mom and my dad. And this is her mom and her grandparents. Katy, come hold this. Help me with this, please. Okay.
Hello.
Say hello. This is Daddy as he went to World War II, and this is him young. This picture was only this big, and I blew it up and cropped it and fixed it to where you could see it better. This is my dad and his father. This is one of the family stories that the oldest son became a minister with the Methodist Church for 5 generations. Found out that was wrong, but there it is. But family stories have an important part in how we do research. This is my grandmother with her basketball team. And found out where she always got the nickname Jimmy from. It had to do with this picture. This is them at a wrestler family reunion. And this is them. The picture was only this big, and I blew it up and cropped it, adjusted it. That's Grandma when she graduated high school.
Ow.
This is them again, and Granddad in World War I. This is my dad, his grandfather, and his dad. Daddy's dad. This is them on their 40th wedding anniversary. Oh, and this is Miss Hollywood, their daughter, and my grandfather's sister. I'm sure you have stories about one of those in the family that's different. Well, she went to Hollywood and supposedly became a silent film star. We'll have a special video on her later on. This is her mother, my great-grandmother, young, when she was young with her family. And this is my grandfather, the man that she's married to. This is them on their 40th wedding anniversary.
1905.
I'm going to have a special segment on pictures. Now this picture is the original. My grandmother wrote on the back, I don't know what you could see or not, in pencil. It took me 10 years to identify the 2 children in this photo, but I managed it. I did it. And I found this picture is from 1905, approximately. This was his parents when they were young. I believe this is a wedding picture. I got this from some distant cousins. This is their parent. This is her parents. Doesn't he kind of look stern? This is my grandmother again with her brother Ollie. He died in the First World War on the beaches of France, and I have letters from him that my cousins gave me. Here he is again. Here's my grandma and her little brother that died of chicken measles and also starvation. It's a sad story. Ollie died about 6 weeks after he got the news that his little brother died. This is her mother and father and her uncles and aunt on this picture. This is my great-grandmother, Mabel Emily Amick. This is her mama when she was little, and this is her here. This is her obituary. She died when my great-grandmother was 2.5 years old. And this obituary tells you so. It's the original. I've copied and preserved it and laminated it.
We don't need to do a lot.
This is her sister. This is her sister who was shot by a shotgun in the chest and died when she was about 10 years old. And this is her obituary, and I found it in the paper. This is her grandfather. This is her grandparents, this gal's again, who raised her until she was older. And this is his parents, and he served in the War of 1812. His name was Walter Hitchcock. This is Jonathan White. I proved him as a patriot with the DAR, a brand new patriot. He served on the Provincial Congress, and I had heard family stories about him from my daddy and later on my grandmother, and I proved him. This is her grandfather, and he helped build the mill in Iowa. This is my Metzger line, and I'll tell you stories about them. This was given to me from my cousin Dean and his sweet kindred spirit, as I call her, Sandy. I got in on the DAR on my Metzger line. Dean's mom had done research, and the last thing she came to was this deed that was Andrew Metzger, and from that point on, I found his family. And this is the mother, and this is the Marguerite side. Okay? Now, I showed you these things because I started with nothing. I didn't start with any pictures except those of a couple of my parents that I had. And I found all that over the years. Y'all may be wondering about Katy. Come here, Katy. I got to tell them the story of Katy.
No.
Katy, are you my daughter or granddaughter?
Both.
Sit down, sleep.
Both.
Are you my daughter or granddaughter?
Both.
Both. She is my paternal granddaughter, my daughter. She's known about this for a long time. I've never hid it from her. She asked me one day when she was 6 years old, she said, "Mama, did I come out of your belly?" She was 6 years old. I said, "No." She popped out of the car and went to school. When she got home, I kind of explained it to her that her parents had trouble. At that point, she couldn't tie shoes. And I explained to her, and she had bought a pair of shoes she loved, and they were tie. And I explained to her that they loved her very much, but they couldn't take care of her, kind of like she couldn't tie her shoes. They just couldn't do it. Her birth mother passed away from a seizure when she was 2.5. My son, her birth father, still comes around, but we've had her since she was 11 weeks old, so she's only known me and my hubby. You could tell me your birth mother's name. Go ahead.
Angel.
That's right. Her birth mother's name was Angel, and we used to call her Mama Angel, and then she would call me Mama Ginger. Okay? But if you would like me to post different videos on different subjects, I have a Facebook. It's called Ginger Hawn Cooper is my Facebook page, my Facebook name. But it's under the Determined Genealogist. And go in there and like it and share it. And I put in there what you would like to see. On my videos, because I'm using my computer for a camera, I cannot post like documents to show you how to do the research. So you can go to my Facebook group, which is the Determined Genealogist, and I'm going to post them there for each lesson in a file format. I couldn't do it on the page, so you need to join the club, the group, and I will go ahead and have them there. Our first lesson will be the different types of pedigree charts. I'm going to put a link to where you can find a 15 generation, and I'm going to do the most cost-effective one, which you don't have to buy. It's just for your information. And also a 4-generation landscape descendancy pedigrees, and I'm going to show you how to fill out a group sheet. The second one will be on collecting records and where you can find them. I've hoped you've enjoyed this video. Poor Katy looks kind of bored. Lots of people are going to see this. But I hope you enjoyed the video. But we will go over lots and lots of different lessons. And if you would like me to teach on one particular subject or some way to help you, just let me know. Remember, it's the Determined Genealogist. And this is Ginger Hawn Cooper and Katy Cooper signing off. Have a great day.